Hello, my name is Frank Christensen, and I'm the coordinator of officials for IFAF in Europe. In this training tape, we're going to have a look at delay of game. Now, this may seem like a simple foul, but we'll look at when to call it, when not to call it, the philosophy and the mechanics behind. But before we get that far, let's have a look to see what the rulebook and the MOFO have to say on this topic. In the rulebook, we go to 415 play clock count. The ball shall be put in play within 40 or 25 seconds after it is made ready for play, unless during that interval play is suspended. If play is suspended, the play clock count will start again. And the penalty for this is dead ball foul, delay of game, 5 yards from the succeeding spot. In the MOFO, we go to 3-4 non-contact fouls. Delay of game. If Team A is still in the huddle or moving into formation with 10 seconds to go, warn them verbally that there are 10 seconds remaining. Now, if you don't know exactly how many seconds are left, it may be a better idea simply to ask them to hurry up. You don't want to get into a situation where you tell them 10 seconds are remaining, but in actual fact, only 8 or 9 are remaining. And always throw the flag when the count reaches 0, unless the snap is very imminent. The quarterback is calling out Huts, in which case he can have an extra second. C goes on to say, if no players from Team B are ready to play when Team A is set to snap the ball following a timeout, penalize Team B for delay of game. Do not give Team A a free play. The officials on the sideline are responsible for ensuring that the captain or coach of the team knows that the timeout is about to end. And finally, E says, if Team A snaps the ball in a situation where they have been asked not to, for example, while Team B are being allowed to make matching substitutions, for first offense, shut down the play and issue a warning. Penalize for delay of game on second and subsequent instances. And that was the book. Now let's have a look at some game film. In this first example, we can't actually see the play clock, but we can see the back judge and we can see his mechanics in terms of what he does when we get close. So he takes his whistle, puts it in his mouth so that he is ready, and he can, because it's a blow and throw, so he is ready now to kill the play if the play clock gets down to 0, and that's what we want. We want to be able to shut this down very, very quickly if we have to. So this is a good mechanic by this back judge. In this example, we do have a visible game clock, and in real life it's a lot more visible than it is on the video, but you do get a sense of what the play clock is, and it's going to 3, 2, 1, snap. So here, this is not a delay of game. You may be able to find a freeze frame where the clock is at 0 and the ball hasn't been snapped yet. But our philosophy really is we want to look at the play clock, and when we see 0, we look at the ball, and if it still hasn't been snapped, then we have a delay of game. If we go to 0 and then we go to the center and the ball is being snapped, then we let it go and we don't have a foul. On this play, there is too much of a gap between the clock hitting 0 and the ball being snapped. So this would be a delay of game correctly called. You can even say you go 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. So there's almost 2 seconds from the ball, or from the clock hitting 0 to the ball being snapped. And again, we go with our philosophy. We say 0, we look at the ball, it's still not being snapped, and this is a delay of game. Here's a similar situation where we can see the play clock and we can see the back judge, and as soon as the ball hits 0, he looks to the snapper, he looks to the ball, it's not being snapped, and here we go. Also, you can notice that this is a blow and throw, but there is no indicator indication from the back judge that he's grabbing for his whistle, and that is because his whistle is already in his mouth. He did that right there so that he is ready, and once he needs to, he can blow his whistle, kill everything, and then flag it. Well done by this back judge. With no visible play clock, we want to be lenient. So if the play clock is getting close to 40 and they're about to snap the ball, I'm fine with giving them 41 or even 42 seconds. Here is a good illustration of they're getting close to 40, and once they go in motion, it's obvious that they're not going to snap the ball within the next second or second and a half. Now they're going into motion. They're going to need at least 2 or 3 seconds. So what you see here is once he goes into motion, the play is shut down, and that is the right way to do it. So if they're not ready to snap the ball at 40, then kill it at 40.001, and everybody can see, well, they weren't fast enough. If they are ready to snap it, I'm fine with giving them 41 or 42. So correctly handled in this situation. In this play, we don't have a visible play clock, but we do have a visible back judge. And there he puts his arm up, which we want to do at about 10 or 11 seconds left. And we want to keep it up there until we kill the play. Again, I think he does a good job of killing it before the quarterback is even ready to call his cadence. So that's a good timing. I would advise back judges to keep their arm up. So here he takes his arm down to reach for the flag because he's using the other hand to get to his whistle. So I would probably, before you put your arm up, take your whistle and put it in your mouth. That way, once you're here, you're ready to kill it with your whistle, so that you can whistle tweet, 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 and then take your flag. What we end up here with is a situation where you run the risk of almost a full second where the quarterback can look down and say, well, the arm is not up, so I'm in good shape in terms of time. And then comes the flag. So if we can fit our pre-snap mechanic to where we have our arm up and we keep it up until the whistle blows, that would be a more better mechanic. But other than that, good job by this back judge. Here's a similar situation where the back judge is visible and he has the play clock, and here his arm comes up, which means there are 10, 11, maybe 12 seconds left, and the offense is only just leaving the huddle. So we know this is going to be very tight. We also know if they're not ready to snap it, we're going to kill it at 40.001. And here the back judge does a good job of, he already has his whistle in his mouth, so he can blow his whistle without taking his hand down, so we get the whistle and then we get the flag and everything gets shut down. So this is absolutely perfectly done by this back judge. In this last example, we have a different kind of delay of game, or at least the reason for the delay of game is a little different. We have a substitution, and as you'll notice, the referees and substitution mechanics, we have different things going on here. The offense is only 10 players, so we're staying on the ball until the 11th player comes in, and once we've got 11 on the field, we let the ball go. But by then the play clock is so low that here we go with a delay of game. So basically, you know, it's fairly simple once you get into the mechanic. Is you just cover the ball until we're ready to let it go, without really looking too much at the play clock. And once you let it go, if the play clock goes to 0, that's up to the back judge. Then he kills it, and then we have a delay of game. This is not on us; it's on the offense to be cognizant of the play clock and do a better job of substituting. Another point to mention here is that on these scrimmage kick plays, typically it's the center judge who covers the ball, but on the scrimmage kick plays, um, it's a good idea to let the umpire do it. Now the MoFo doesn't say anything about this specifically. Um, I've been involved in a number of games, both nationally and internationally, where we let the umpire cover the ball on scrimmage play or scrimmage kick plays, simply because it's easier for the umpire to get away. If we want to have the center judge leave here now, he has to run 20 yards or so to get out of harm's way, where the umpire just has to move 4 yards, and then we're good. So it can be a good idea on scrimmage kick plays to let the umpire cover the ball, as opposed to the center judge who's doing it on first, second, and third down. I hope this made sense. I hope you found something you can use on the field.